Hey, it's Scott Resnick coming to you again, and in this video you will learn how jellyfish can help to lower your cortisol. What? Is that possible? Can a jellyfish actually lower my cortisol to improve my fatigue, give me more energy, improve my bowel function, my thinking, my longevity, my immunity, all that stuff? And the answer to all those questions is yes. My name's Scott Resnick. I'm a physician, and I'm making these videos to give you all the tools to really get even smarter, to make some really good decisions, and get well educated about your healthcare, and ultimately to look good, feel good, live long, and all that stuff. So if you follow through with this video, you will have an actionable, science-based practice in the next 5 minutes that you can use to literally turn around all aspects of your life. I want to start by reviewing cortisol. Now, cortisol is I've said that cortisol is king. It's the king of our hormones. It's one of the few hormones that is absolutely essential for us to be alive. But it kind of follows the Goldilocks principle. We need enough cortisol to activate our immune stimulatory cells, to keep our blood sugar where it's supposed to be, but we don't want to have too much cortisol. Because when we get into a state of too much cortisol, the cortisol actually starts to melt down our body. And it makes sense. Cortisol's primary job, if you open any biochemistry book and look at it, in the very first paragraph it will say cortisol's job is to raise our blood sugar. And it does that at all costs. The blood sugar, the glucose, is what keeps our brain and our heart alive in times of stress. So if you're getting chased by a tiger, if your tribe is trekking across a desert, if you're involved in an ongoing battle, the default of our body is to raise our body's blood sugar. Cortisol does this first by mobilizing a molecule known as glycogen. Glycogen is a storage form of glucose, and it's stored in our muscles and in our liver. That typically gives us about 2 to 3 hours worth of energy if we're not eating anything. Following that, the cortisol tells our fat cells to start giving up some of that fat and converting that fat into glucose as well. And finally, when we've used up those fat stores, we start to break down our muscles. And this is a process which is known as gluconeogenesis, in which we take amino acids, which are used to build the tissues in our muscles, break down the amino acids, and cycle those products into the pathways that make glucose to keep us alive. So it's critical to be able to control your cortisol. And I can tell you that so many of my patients, particularly the ones that feel like they're tired and wired, are suffering from high levels of cortisol. What I want to do is I want to get the help of my friends here at the Monterey Bay Aquarium to help you to bring down your cortisol levels. This is a practice you can engage in the privacy of your own home, and it's supported with good scientific research. So let's look at some of these papers. Behind me on the screen you will see I have pulled a few papers that I think are beneficial to demonstrate this point. The first from the journal Breathe shows some of the cardiovascular and cardiorespiratory effects of deep breathing. And you can see by looking at this paper that they are numerous. We have improvements in our cardiovascular function, in our respiratory function, our heart function, and in control of our autonomic nervous system. And the autonomic nervous system is our flight or fight nervous system. The one thing I like in this paper is it says we also see synchronization of pulse harmonics, of blood flow and heart rhythm. And I really don't even know what that is, but it sounds like it's probably beneficial because they included it in the list. The next study here actually looks at the breath of life and how deep breathing can actually stimulate our vagal nerve. If you recall, the vagus nerve is the nerve that promotes rest and digestion. It helps us to take in nutrients in our body, to build bone, to build muscle, to activate our reproductive organs, and to reproduce. The vagus nerve is the nerve of new life. And finally, we have a great study here that showed that diaphragmatic breathing, again, deep breathing, in trained athletes allows them to decrease their cortisol and increase their melatonin. In this study, they took trained athletes, and in the hour after a hard workout, in the recovery phase, they had one half of the group just do regular breathing. In the other half of the group, they instructed these participants to take deep diaphragmatic breaths. And what they showed was in this group that actually their cortisol levels came down and their melatonin levels went up. And you will know melatonin is one of our neurotransmitters that's associated with, one, maintaining a healthy immune system and also getting us to sleep at night. So once again, there are clinical studies that demonstrate the benefit of deep breathing. How do we do it? First thing, shut off your distractions, but leave open an iPad, maybe a phone, turn off the sound, turn off the ringers. I want you to be able to access the Monterey Bay Aquarium. So if you click on this banner up here, that will bring you to the website where you can get these images. Now I want to teach you how to breathe, and this is going to take us just a minute. First, I want you to take a deep exhale and clear all the air out of your lungs. It's okay if you make a sound. Now I want you to take a deep inhale through your nose, and these are yogic practices. These are what the meditators and the yogis are doing. Deep breath in through your nose until your lungs are fully expanded. Now I want you to take a deep exhale with your mouth open for a longer number of seconds than you took to breathe in. So if I took a 4-second breath in, I want to take a 5 or 6-second breath out. Fully exhale. And do this while looking at these calming images of these jellyfish. Do this a few times. See if you can get in a couple or 3 breaths where you can actually appreciate the power of activating our vagus nerve. If you do this right, you will feel it. Even in a busy environment like a work, like your office scenario, or with noises around the house, you'll still be able to feel that calming come over your body. This is a practice, and my prescription to you is to do this several times a day. Click on the video with the jellyfish, give yourself a little space by yourselves, and take 3 to 5 minutes of just focusing on those deep breaths. That is over time lowering your cortisol, it's increasing your life, and it's increasing the way that your immune system works. All these are benefits which are so prescient today in this chaos around the world with the coronavirus. So there you have it. You have one tool that will help you to live longer and better, and you can put it into place today with the help of the jellyfish. So, of course, if you like this video, comment, subscribe, let me know what you want to hear in future videos, and I will see you in the next video.